Loh slide mana pulak saya pakai ni, Masya Allah, salah lagi start nah. Saya ni ambil slide yang salah. Hai, jeng jeng jeng. Right, this one. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, record. Right. Last class. Already tell you about land bridge. We have 4 land bridge. Type of land bridge. One is land bridge, mini land bridge, micro land bridge, and reverse land bridge. All the land bridge allow the integration between maritime and rail transport. And for the final destination is of course plus the road transport. And it's also made possible because of the containerization, the container traffic that we have nowadays. It's make easy all the transition between maritime, between vessel on the to rail and to road. And because of this integrated intermodal system that we use that been what we call the practice nowadays, the trading business. Okay, we talk about trading between countries is going smooth. Okay, of course there is a lot of bump along the way, but it's one single of lading, the single bill of lading, and all those cargoes still stay in one container, and of course it's full load, and everything in terms of speed, the efficiency, and the cost overall is actually advantageous to the shipper. Now we look into the pattern of energy consumption. Right. For rail, they actually, okay, although the data is into 2015, okay, but when we talk about carbon dioxide emission, railway only 4.2. Okay, it's lower, and only 1.9% of transport final energy demand. And it's actually very environmental because right now we are changing from the diesel to electric, and we have maglev, we have high speed rail, all electric. And then in some countries, the freight uh, train also use electric. So the train is much more environmental friendly compared with road transport and other modes of transport such as vessel. And when we talk about this, okay, energy consumption, fuel, we talk about petrol, minyak, fuel, the price is changing. It depends. If there is a war, the price is goes up, blah 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 blah, very high, and then it's stable, and then it goes up, and then it goes down, something like that. So the because of that, all the industry around the world try to actually find the alternative fuel for each of the transport to make it more efficient, more environmental friendly, because we want to preserve the world for the future. Uh, and they do a lot of research. It's not just put a numbers, okay? This not just a numbers. They do research and they find all this. And this one is going to be reduced more in the future, because most of the country will slowly goes to electric. This is the climate change mitigation in 2014, and how the changes actually uh, reduce the carbon dioxide carbon dioxide emission. Okay. The chart just now is actually show the respective share of energy consumption, type of fuel, transportation modes, and either it's passenger freight and the level of energy efficiency. What we want to see is this one, electric and gases. We want to actually change it. But there is a research on hydrogen, but still under research. They want to check whether hydrogen can be used as a alternative fuel for train. I mean, they need to check on the safety and whatnot. This is how the energy cost when we talk about the speed and the unit for energy cost. The lowest energy consumption level are associated with the bulk freight traveling at slow speed, and high level energy consumption correspond with the freight being carried at the high velocities, high speed. If you notice when you drive a car, okay, for those who have car, when you drive a car, if you drive between 80 to 90 kilometer per hour, you can save a lot of fuel compare with if it's more than that. Of course, you cannot drive too slow on the highway. It's very, very dangerous for you and very, very dangerous for other vehicles. And in fact, I think plus uh, the North South Expressway, oh, what we call that, company already come out with the schedule for traveling to the south and to the north to avoid the congestion or bottleneck in any part of the not only R&R but also the exit from the highway. Another one is that extended metropolitan region. Extended metropolitan region is a process which is mainly characterized by the combination of many different economic activities and land use, including agricultural activities, large-scale housing project, and industrial estate. Okay. I give you example. When we talk about transport, it's easy if we have a map. So let's see. Let's do what? Right. Okay. I stop sharing this. I show you map. Sana. Uh, Gelang. Hmm. Okay. Let's see. I show you the Kelang Valley map. If you can see here, this one is Kuala Lumpur. It's have a dot. Blah 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 dot 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 dot. This dot is what we call as sempadan border between the Kuala Lumpur and Selangor. All right. When you arrive in Kuala Lumpur, you go to Sri Kembangan, for example, by train. You have a train, yeah. Have station Serdang. You didn't notice, or if you take a ride with a car, e-hailing or bus, you haven't noticed that you actually outside. You go outside Kuala Lumpur because the city, of course, the border is border. They because the Kuala Lumpur is wilayah federal, so they cannot expand the Kuala Lumpur, but they can expand the what we call as the not expand the border. They expand the economic activities and residential area, and up to one stage you cannot see the border directly when you are on the ground. Okay, see the Ampang Jaya here. Some highway is on the Kuala Lumpur side, some highway is on the Selangor side. You don't see the border, right? That is what it means by extended metropolitan region. It's not about the border, it's about the city overgrow the and it's what we call spread around it. Before this, okay, there is a lot of satellite city. Satellite city means that small city surrounded Kuala Lumpur been developed, and those small city is a self-contained city, meaning that they have a shopping complex, they have business, they have uh, economics activity and residential areas, school and whatnot inside there. Okay, but right now you cannot see that anymore because it's so what we call that so compact, and when it's like this, every place is taman, every place is have a building, every place is have a like this one International Medical University, and then you have a residential area here, and then you have all those highway, kesas and whatnot. The city is already expand. The border is still there, but the economic is already expand. That is what it means. in case uh, you are not clear about that. All right. So back to the notes. That is the thing. Why is all this happen? The main reason is high cost in the urban core. If you live in Kuala Lumpur city center, the price for rental is very high. Okay. Because of that, it's better we live outside. With the rail transport from Rawang to city center, for example, people want to live in Rawang, much more cheaper. And they travel around what? Not less than 30 minutes to the city center. And because of rail, we know that rail transport is reliable and what we call that punctual. So you can arrive in the city center for your to work. You can arrive at your workplace on time or 5 minutes before punch in time. Furthermore, some people likes to live outside. So this outside the city center have what we call it can develop the rural area. Okay. And especially that's why if you see in the what we call that um marketing of the property in area Kuala Lumpur or Selangor area, you will see okay this what we call that a bungalow 1 million or whatnot. You will see that the location is a bit far from the city center, and same goes to the production and distribution network. All the industry located outside the city center because this another things why people live outside, and for production and distribution they will send it inside the city but not produce in the city because the cost is very high. And another the last one is new transportation and communication technology. Because of this it's made possible to integrate even the larger territories into daily rhythm of activities, exchange, and movement. So when you get a job, right, in the area like this, Kuala Lumpur City Centre, Selangor, my suggestion is that um, try to travel by train. So in the first 3 years, no need to buy any car unless your parents or your sister or your brother can allow you to travel with their car. Just use public transport. Okay, you will save a lot. You can save a lot. And then after that, then you think. And don't live too near in the area where the what we call that the too near to the city center. It's okay. You live a bit far, but you travel by train or feeder bus, and you get what we call that uh the acceptable rental price. Okay, it's not too high, it's not too low, and it's conducive environment. It's safe for you to stay there. If not safe, then don't. If the rental is too low, but when you live in the house and then At night, it seems like everything move around. Then just search for other house. Okay. This is another example, right? Because of this train, it allow you to live outside and travel in. It depends on your location of where you work. But the extended metropolitan region is one of the reason why many of countries want to build rail transport system. It will have a note in some area. Okay, that's why Pahang really want the ECRL. They really, when the project has been postponed, the Pahang government really asked that to give to for the federal to make it proceed the project, because otherwise because the main concern is they want to actually develop the town along the way. So they see the advantage of the rail transport system from, actually the start one is uh, Kuala Lumpur, Seremban, Nilai, Seremban, the commuter one, and then Rawang, and then Ipoh, because along that way, along there is a station, right? The small station, and now the Nilai has become a big town. Seremban has become a big town. Rawang is coming soon because there is a lot of development there, and yeah, it's going to become big. It's not what we call that. It's not in 5 years, but in long term, right? You can see the development. Okay, you can read this one. This is another what we call that figure to show you how is the connection between rail transport. This is the logistic cluster, or we call it a hub, and then it have a link. Sorry, all these are small cities that have been developed, and this is the rail transport, the urban corridor, we call it. After sometimes, you will see it's have a not. After sometimes, it will become one. You won't see the line, the border anymore. This one you can read. The last one is the digitalization, technology, and innovation. When we talk about this, with the technology happen, not happen, advancing through in these recent years. In rail transport, they try to cash it out. Okay, easy as that. Is if the train is already there, is the rail system is already there, they change slowly. Maybe start with the electric, and then they change to the, instead of normal ticket, you need to buy from what we call that, from the counter, they use machine, and then after that they start. Right now, some countries already have the biometric uh, for ticket to actually not scan ticket anymore. Scan just your thumb. Let's see. Digitalization in rail, we have in terms of rolling stock. It's actually allow what we call as real-time geolocation, self-diagnosing. Self-diagnosing means that the train, when it knows that it's got a little bit damage here and there, it's time for maintenance. The train will give an indicator so that the rail company knows it's time for maintenance. Okay. Another one is controlling and signaling system. This one I already explained in the first lesson. It's actually enhanced the reliability and performance of the overall operation. And this actually can eliminate what we call as outdated railway signaling box and heavy copper wire, because they can, because of the digitalization, they can use it to maintain the asset and infrastructure. They can change it. Okay. And another one is Internet of Things. We talk about the rail infrastructure. This one is to actually to detect the damage, to prevent. It's not preventive maintenance. Yeah, it preventive maintenance because before it's predict the damage, so it do the maintenance first before the damage happen, and it's will link with the other system, logistic provider and other transport modes, and also government agency. So the Internet of Things is one of it. Everything is linked. So the government can see what happened. The logistic provider knows the schedule and whatnot, what they want tracking, where is the actually the cargo is. The revolutionary communication, we talk about 5G. This one is actually to attract the business person. Use train service for what, 1 hour, 2 hours journey. If just 15 minutes, you cannot open your laptop, handphone. You just handphone, you just browse through. But for 1 hour, 2 hours, most of businessmen usually they do work. It's not just checking email. They sometimes they making proposal, sometimes they make a call and update something. So it's good to have this. And faster self-learning algorithm. This one we talk about the asset management, and it's more efficient in dispatching, routing, and maintenance scheduling, and smart monitoring and surveillance system. This one is for the operator or railway company to manage hazard, intrusion, railway crossing, and driver behavior. Okay. Do they need to have all this in one train, in one company? No, it depends on the company. Which one is for them is more critical, and slowly go towards that. If it's a new train system, it's easy. You can choose which one. But if it's old one, and then you need to upgrade it, so need to check in terms of investment, in terms of the function, in terms of the benefit. Cost benefit analysis need to be done to check which one is most what we call, when they install it, when they put it on the train, it's give not only efficient service, but the company, rail company, will have what we call as uh, safe operation and attract more demand. Another one is in terms of performance. It's it will reduce delay and breakdown, competitiveness. It will improve journey time, reliability costs, recovery traceable, increase efficiency and rest red tape, and lower transaction costs. We talk about blockchain here into the rail operation overall. This will streamline the operation and reduce paperwork, improvement in safety and security. This one where they track the obstacle on the track, the intrusion, and other similar system. Obstruction, what intrusion, obstacle is not necessarily car on the track, but sometimes it's just a stone because some uh, train track have a stone ballast. So that stone, small stone, most probably got into the stair rail, on top of stair rail. So if that the case, if the train goes through it, there are possibility of derail, which is coming out from the track. So if the train can detect it, or because of the system can detect there is a stone or a grass on the track, so the maintenance worker can actually do something lah to improve the safety. And smaller environmental footprint. This will optimize the train operation actually when you do the digitalization. And it's give competitive advantage over both rail and both road and air transport. If we talk about the new technologies and innovation in rail, you can see a lot of videos in YouTube about all these things. When we talk about super fast maglev train, the super fast is still under testing. Is expected 1,000 kilometer per hour. It's still research phase. Okay, right now for super fast maglev, not super fast, for maglev train only. Okay, super fast is under research. Okay, still research phase. Shanghai maglev from Pudong Airport to a major metro terminal outside the city. It's 19 miles journey, 7 minutes only, at a speed of 268 kilometer, 431 kilometer per hour. Okay. For those who, if you go to China, try this maglev. And then we have the autonomous rail. This one also have been implemented in Shanghai, Dubai, and Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo. Okay. It's actually a system where it's optimizing the efficiency of public transport and preventing small delay, autonomous train. They have the calculation, okay, so that the front train and the back train have a space between them so that they won't collide at each other. Another one is the biometric or microchip ticketing system. Microchip, where you got that microchip? It's been put on your hand. Facial recognition technology and Bluetooth so that they can quickly pay for their trips and get into the train. It's already implemented in some, I need to check. I forgot to put it here. And another one is microchip to validate ticket. This one is, if I'm not mistaken, in Sweden. So yeah, this 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 one is not trying. It's actually there. Okay, either you want to put your microchip under your skin or not is all up to you lah. All right. And then cabin space optimization. Cabin space is we talk about the train, the coach. Okay, it's actually providing enough space for overcrowding train. That is one. Another one is optimizing train for modern traveler. Modern traveler wants space, wants relax, so they will have a high glass window. Uh, the the relaxed chair is not the chair like in the ETS. It's much more comfort than that. And for the overcrowding train, the design in the coach will be different so that it will have a space between passenger. This also actually take into consideration due to COVID-19. They try to change everything to improve the experience of travelers and to improve what we call that uh, safety hygiene. We talk about all this COVID-19. How many mutation already? I cannot remember. The last one is Omicron. I do not know how many Omicron is there. Okay. And that's smart sensor. This one for track inspection. Where they put the smart sensor is actually using GPS positioning. So they will detect the breakage within 100 millimeter. Meaning that the smart sensor is very smart. Another one is drone. It's an extra eye on the track. This one, many company use it. It's to add extra dimension of actually to ensure safety of the train travel. And with the automatic sensor, the smart sensor, and the aerial vehicle, okay, and then you have drone, you have smart sensor, you have drone, you can survey the track ahead of the traveling train and inspect for any problem that might arise. So this one is more on safety of the track so that the train didn't derail or didn't break, didn't what we call that, didn't happen any accident. Okay. And then we have modular train. What is this modular train? This one is actually like you in the theory it looks like wow, the train actually don't need to stop to allow passenger to get off. So you just can out. You see the do you if you take if you take a walker letter, walker letter, every walker letter have a end break, and then you can continue. You can continue. But this modular train is just go, and then once it's you arrive at your destination, you just go out from there. And this one is still a concept. That is what it says in the internet and research. It's still under research. It's still a concept. They still do research on this. So yeah, hopefully we can see it one day, but they still do not know when. Another one is solar rail, sorry. Solar rail is where they put the solar on the roof of the electric car. Not car, the rail car. So it's already done in the Byron Bay, Australia since 2017, sorry. Just 5 years back, 5 years, 6 years back. Okay. And this train actually more sustainable. So it's possible that this solar rail will be implemented as an alternative fuel for other train service around the world because it's already operation and it's successful. The I put the shredding bus. Oh, okay. Sorry. I wish I will put the video in about the shredding bus. It's in need to explain that. Sorry about that. I will put the video on the online learning. Actually, the each of these have a video so that you can see it and you can actually discuss about it with your friend. Is it possible or not? Because this one is new technology. Is some of it under research, some of it already implemented, some of it already used in some of the company, rail transport company around the world. Okay. I put here Hyperloop. Ah, okay. Sorry about that. Hyperloop saya kat mana? Saya tak letak kat sini. Alright. The next one is hydrogen powered train. Like I said before, it's research, it's tested, and the first hydrogen train is in Korodia Island. Where is that? I will give you the video. Hydrogen power train is possible, but whatever it is, it goes back to the safety of the system overall. The next one is the rail hotel. What is the rail hotel? It's actually luxurious rail travel. You take a train, you feel like you are in the hotel. It will have a glass wall, observatory, a dining car, best chef, not the hotel chef, 5-star hotel chef. And then you will have live music. It's a very relaxed travel. Okay, tak ada dah. And the last one is the space tag for train. This one is not what we call that, not use the train to go to the space, but space tech is we use the space technology such as the sensor technology, special sensor technology that used for space to be put on train. This one is to improve the safety of the train and to provide better internet connectivity, especially for high-speed train. If you want to know more, you can check this one. I will put all the videos that are given to in the online learning. Okay. Any question? Okay. Let's see. Oops. Barcode group A. Before I forget, where is this? If you look into your online learning, you need to do this one. Activity lesson 2, transit oriented development. There is a one question, 30 minutes to answer. Okay, that. Soalan dia macam mana? Kena Allah, satu soalan takkan bentuk objektif sayangku. Dah lama satu soalan, takkan dah saya bagi objektif. Kalau objektif satu soalan, saya bagi 1 minit, saya jawab. Okay, jangan lupa jawab tu before you going back to your hometown or beraya lah dengan kata lain. Alright, kita tengok QR code. Alright, okay. Kalau tak ada apa-apa soalan, we end our class with surah Wal-As and tasbih kifarah. Alright. You're welcome.